Ovo Irashai Masimi-san. Willkommen zu einer neuen Runde mit Acktorney. Die Trilogy. Finally ist es Zeit für den nächsten Teil. Der finale Apollo-Teil. Endlich geht es weiter. Ihr habt es bestimmt auch schon heiß erwartet, oder? Servus, Sven Irashai. Welcome. Aber ja, ich weiß, dass im zweiten noch die SP-Episode ist, aber ich denke, die hat keine Relevanz fürs Overall Narrative, so darum. For the sake of brevity gehen wir dann direkt in den dritten. Spirit of Justice. Bin mal gespannt. Es scheint auf jeden Fall wieder mehr Phoenix-Action zu geben. Von den Thumbnails her. Also Kinder, seid ihr ready? Für einen Haufen Goofiness und schlechtes Voice-Acting von mir? Ich bin nicht ready. Mal gucken. Also zumindest nicht fürs Voice-Acting. Mal gucken, wie es läuft. We go.
On the western edge of the Far East. Lies a peaceful country of spirit mediums and mystery. The kingdom of Kurain.
Natürlich, im Gegensatz zu Kurain Village.
The flames of revolution are threatening to consume it whole. But things like revolt and revolution
Oha.
were the furthest things from my mind when I first arrived.
Was soll das sein? Ist das Anime Tibet oder was? Irgendwie sowas, ne? Episode 1, The Foreign Turnabout. Here in Kurain, death is not the end. Even after death, the soul lives on in the Twilight Realm. And priestesses can commune with the spirits of the dead. Fear not death. In the name of the Holy Mother. Fear only the impurities of your soul. Aua. Ja, dem werden erstmal die Impurities aus der Seele geprügelt. This blight on my soul. I'll have the child take the blame. Aber was macht Jesus da? Warum tut er sowas? April 23, 4:26 p.m. Kingdom of Kurain. Whew, I'm finally here. So this is the Kingdom of Kurain, huh? What a long trip. I wonder how many hours I was in the air. But just look at this place. Get a load of this tree. It really feels like I'm in another world here. And that gorgeous temple, I read that's the center of town. Wow, an ox right in the middle of the street. I have to get a picture of that. Ja, ist ein Wackelkopf-Ochse, wie das aussieht. Excuse me, sir. Wonder what kind of bird that is. I've never seen anything like it. That's quite a crest it has on its head. Excuse me, sir. What? Oh, yes. Pardon me, but are you Mr. Wright? Yes, that's right. Oops, hope he hasn't been trying to get my attention all this time. Wait a minute, are you... That's right. I'll be your gate at your service. Was denn das für ein Name? I'm a monk in training at Temple Temple and I'll be your guide around town. Temple Temple, Alter. Oh, das tut jetzt schon wieder weh alles, ne? Very nice to meet you. Happy Raki. Happy what now? Happy Raki, that's how we greet people here in Khurain. It's like hello or how do you do? It's a pretty handy expression to know. Okay, let me give it a try. Hello, I'm Phoenix Wright. Happy Raki. My name is Phoenix Wright, and I run a small law office. Well, that's what I do back at home anyway. Right now I'm just a traveler, a stranger in a strange land. Welcome to our country. Welcome to the Kingdom of Khurain, land of spirit mediums and mystery. And this for you. Celebrate your arrival. Speaking of mystery, what's this mysterious green lump exactly? Allow me to explain. This is a famous Khurainese sweet bun. It's called a magataman or soul bun. Shaped like a magatama. It's so yummy. I'll send your soul right to the Twilight Realm. That doesn't exactly make me eager to try it. Thanks. I think I'll indulge later. And Ruby 20 Dharma, thank you for your patronage. I have to pay? I always have plenty of those on hand, so just let me know if you ever want any more. No wonder his bag looks so heavy, it's stuffed with all the tools of his trade. Oops, I almost forgot to tell you something really important. About Miss Maya. She can't come see you for a few days yet. Yeah, when I called her from the airport, she said she was still in training up in the mountains. Told her I'd wait for her here. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. Oha. Maya Fey, she's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. Oh mein Gott, wer ist diese mysteriöse Person? I came all the way out here to celebrate the end of her ascetic training with her. Albi, this is my first time in this country, so I'll be counting on you, okay? You got it, sir. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all. Maya was right when she told me I could leave everything in your capable hands. Oh, shucks, she said that. That sure was nice of her. I had a chance to show Miss Maya around a little bit too. There's one person Maya was worried about, it's me. Because we both know trouble likes to follow you wherever you go, she said. That girl worries too much. But you sure came early to the party, Mr. Wright, sir. I mean, Miss Maya won't be done with her training for another 2 weeks. Hate to admit it, but I came early because I was worried about her too. Oh well, you know, thought I'd get a little sightseeing in first. Oh, sightseeing, well I'm your man for that. I'll show you all the best sights in this country as so far. Oh, thanks, that would be great. I guess Albi takes his job very seriously. Well, what are we waiting for? Those sights aren't going to see themselves. Yikes, don't you have to shove? You don't have to shove. First stop, Temple Temple, right there in the center of town. Something there I really want to show you. Oh nein, ich hoffe, es ist kein richtiger Hase. Oh, 45 PM, Temple Temple. Plaza. Wow, it's even more impressive up close. Allow me to explain, this is the heart of our town, Temple Temple. It was created by the founder of Khurainism, the Holy Mother herself. I'm training right here at this temple to be a monk someday. I read that people of this country are all adherents of Khurainism. According to my guidebook, it's a religion in which ancestral spirits are venerated. The Holy Mother was a great spirit medium who could commune with our ancestors' souls. Oh, warte mal, ist der kleine Boy, ne? And spirit mediums become queen to this day, direct descendants of the Holy Mother. Spirit medium rules the entire country, huh? Talk about power and influence. The main thing you want to see is what you come to Temple. Temple is the Dance of Devotion rite. Dance of Devotion takes place twice, once in the morning, once in the afternoon. This dance, along with the Song of Ceremony, is performed in offering to the Holy Mother. The Dance of Devotion has the power to summon forth souls and colonize them with the wings and... Hold it! Slow down. I can't remember all of it at once. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got a little overexcited. Anyway, the main thing I got from all this is that you really, really love your country. Hehe. Well, that sure is true. I like this kid. He pours his heart into everything he does. Let's see, I guess I just explained about half of what I usually explain. So I give you a special discount and only charge you 10 damas for the tour fee. Thank you for your patronage. I guess he pours his heart into aggressive salesmanship too. Come to think of it, Miss Maya told me she could tell I love my country too. We stood here for about an hour while I told her all about the Holy Mother. Really, an hour? That counted as patience training. And she seemed really interested too. She listened to my whole speech. Huh, that doesn't sound like the Maya I know. Miss Maya is so kind and nice. She treats me really well, like a little brother. She's kinda like a big sister to me. This is Maya Fey you're talking about, right? Maybe she's grown up since I last saw her. Oh Junge, dinner time. Oh no! What's the matter? It's that time already, we have to hurry into the temple right away. But first let me give you this lyrics card for the Song of the Ceremony I told you about. There's an English translation of the lyrics there too, so give it a read, okay? Let's go. But what that's the big rush? We don't hurry, we miss the beginning of her benevolence, the Dance of Devotion. Her benevolence? Benevolence! Jetzt sind wir doch auf einmal in Schuh gelandet, scheinbar. Oh Junge, Anime-Time. Me in the middle. Oh god damn, her benevolence is ganz schön flat. Why is she so flat? Nani? Nani? Oh mein Gott, jetzt verstehe ich den Namen von dem Typen. I'll be your guide. Ach Gott. Oh, he's mad. It was like she was looking at walking garbage. April 24, 10:10 AM. High Court of Kurain, accused lobby. Let me in! Why won't you let me in? Because you're a foreigner. What business could you have with this court? I told you my friend is on trial there. The police raided the temple in the middle of the dance performance yesterday and arrested Albi on suspicion of treason. I was worried about Albi, so I just had to come to see his trial. Trial isn't a tourist attraction, so clear off. You want a picture for your scrapbook? Take one of me and get out of here. Look, you've got it all wrong. which is great. I guess there's only one thing to do. Tell him I'm a lawyer. Yeah, I'm a foreigner, but you're not your average foreigner. Nani? I'm actually a lawyer. Back home anyway. What? Lawyer? I can't. It's not possible. What's he so shocked about? Well, whatever. Now's my chance. Nothing wrong with a lawyer entering the courtroom, right? Wait, get back here, you... Oha, sogar mit 3D-Animations hier. Sick. Wait, isn't that... a benevolence? What's she doing in court? The divination seance has been performed. I will now hand down my verdict against the accused. Oh, das ging schnell. Nani? A verdict already? But the trial only just started. Guilty, there's gotta be some kind of mistake. Please take another look. Seances performed by Princess Reifer are infallible. They show only the truth. What right do you have to question her abilities? But I didn't... Isn't it ironic that you, a devout adherent of Corynus, would dare doubt her insight? Non-believers will only be met with suffering in the Twilight Realm, you know? But I didn't do it. Your benevolence, allow me to explain, I beg of you. Be silent, impudent whelp. There's no merit to be had in indulging the ramblings born of a criminal's unclean soul. But... what in the world is going on here? The judge made his ruling based on something called a divination seance? What is Albi's attorney doing? Wait a minute, where is Albi's attorney? Why is this happening? I didn't do anything wrong. Foolish child. Doubting the divination seance is tantamount to doubting the Holy Mother herself. Your Majesty, as royal priestess and in the name of the Holy Mother, I command you. Impose the highest penalty against this unclean soul. As you command, so shall it be done, your benevolence. May her holiness grant us a divine favor. Urdihara Kurain.
Objection!
Nani? Chotomate, just a moment. Ist es in Indien? Nein, es ist in Kurain. Kurain, das Land. Was von Spirit Mediums geruled wird. Also es ist quasi Anime-Tibet oder sowas. You are... Me and my big mouth, now what? Mr. Wright, what are you doing, sir? Well, I'm in it now, so I have to do this right. Your Honor, it's too soon to give your verdict. This trial has only been underway for a few minutes. Excuse me? Who on earth are you? I'm, well... an ordinary tourist, Your Honor, just passing through. Oh, a tourist, are you? Hapiraki. But more importantly, where's this boy's defense attorney? Defense attorney? Whatever are you talking about? He doesn't need a defense attorney. Wait, what? Of course you wouldn't be aware, being a foreigner and all. But we have no need for defense attorneys here in the Kingdom of Kurain. We leave it up to her benevolence, the sacred power of spirit communion. Her divination seances determine all. Nani? But surely you see how unfair that is. What kind of insane court system are they running here? You would dare mock me, you barb-headed buffoon. If you value your life, you will leave post-haste, or shall I summon the bailiff? The bailiff is that big scary dude with the big scary gun, isn't he? I'm sure he would be happy to oblige you with a bullet or two as souvenir of your travels. The cost of an arm and a leg, no doubt. Now hold on, Mr. Wright has nothing to do with any of this. I'll be. I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and see Miss Maya. But forget about me, you have to go now. I'm sure you can find another guide. There were lots more places I wanted to show you. But it looks like I won't get a chance now. I'm sorry. The poor kid. He's trying to put on a brave face, but look how terrified he is. What can I do? What should I do? Yeah, fuck this kid. Go find Maya. The reason I came to this country was to see Maya. I'm just an outsider here with no knowledge of the way they do things. But I'm still a defense attorney first and foremost. Can't just let a verdict be handed down with nobody standing in Albi's corner. If Albi doesn't have a defense attorney, then I'll do it. Tolle Auswahl, die man wieder hatte. I'll defend him. Defend him? You can't be serious. Did you hear that? He is out of his mind. Heaven forbid. Defend me, Mr. Wright. What are you saying? You can't do that. I most certainly can. Don't worry, I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya would be if I let anything happen to you? Mr. Wright. You're but a naive tourist, ignorant of our ways. But if you're smart, you will heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any further. It's like defending somebody is easier said than done in this country. Bailiff, throw this man out. Hold it! Oh. Your Majesty, if you please. You have something to say, Mr. Payne? Why not allow it, Your Majesty? Why not have him defend the accused? It could prove very interesting, right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Right. Mr. Whoever you are. Prosecutor, are you acquainted with this traveler? That's Chief Prosecutor, Your Majesty, and yes, I'm acquainted with him. He's a defense attorney from my native land. I've had dealings with him in the courtroom before. Heavens to Betsy. Nani, Mr. Wright? You're a defense attorney? Schockierend. Defense attorney, well, this is a shock. You may be surprised to hear that I have more than 10 years of experience. I guess there aren't all that many lawyers around here. Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the manner of my old country? But Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case. Call it a nostalgia if you will, but I'm most eager to give it a try. I have a previous engagement, you see, a class together with the missus. Your Majesty, I agree, we should have a whack at it. It sounds amusing. Ich glaube, sie ist keiner Smack Mesogaki, ne? A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom. A score? As in 20 years? What's the deal with this country? Mr. Payne, I want a barbed head brought to me on a stick. As you wish, your benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to it myself. Very well, Mr. Payne. If that's what you and her benevolence want, I will acquiesce. As for the defense, I hope you're prepared for every eventuality. Every eventuality? What's he talking about? There, are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Yes, thank you, Mr. Payne. Sorry for not remembering you earlier. That's Chief Prosecutor, or the Incredible Payne, as I'm also known in this country. And you'll see soon enough just why that is. When you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law. Why is he so strangely confident? And not only that, but what's with the gallery? Just you watch, the defense attorney will try and twist the truth. You can bet on it. Get in, Chief Prosecutor. Crush the defense devil. There's way more lawyer hate than even back home. Now, if you would please give your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne. Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes, larceny and murder. Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasure room of Temple. In addition to theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. The dead body of Mr. Pat Roll, Temple security guard, and the empty treasure box that housed the orb which Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. We believe that Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure. To kill a guard armed with a gun, what a terrifying bold act. I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo. Yeah. It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in court as well. Kind of refreshing, actually. We may rely on the power of seances, but our police still carry out investigations. Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable. No, really. Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. I can check the evidence out myself by looking in the court record. Here. Song of Ceremony. Autopsy report. Cause of death, cerebral contusion from head injury. Contusion, was ist das denn? Abprellung, okay. Oder Erguss. Warum hat er da eine Ninja Scroll? Hidden Ninpo. We see just how thorough you and your police were, Mr. Payne. Such deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness, our founding mother. The crime that strikes at the very heart of our nation. Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown. Is this treasure really such a valuable object? How can you have asked such a thing? Of course it is. Why, sealed within this treasure is the very soul, the mitama of the Holy Mother. The soul is sealed within the treasure? I think I'll take that with a grain of salt. You don't believe it, do you? No, of course I believe it. Something tells me I'd better play along. This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much. Your Honor, Your Majesty? What is it now? This treasure, I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Did I see a photo of it or something? Of all the outlandish requests, you defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale. He's getting awfully angry with me, and then those veins popping out of his forehead. It's forbidden for anyone outside the royal family to view the treasure itself. They say that anyone without the proper spiritual power would be blinded instantly. That's why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Wright. I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home too. For the benefit of shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed. These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence. What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year, for a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people. I hear there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple. Right, Your Majesty, inexcusable thievery of precious national treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused. So he used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. Said it. The accused's family is by no means wealthy. To help with family finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his ascetic training. Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume? What? No, I do have questions. Even more, but you just asked a bunch. Well, make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes. What? You're still planning on going to that thing? There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I have the chance. Let's see, what else do I need to know more about? Crime scene, motive, weapon? Wir wissen noch nichts über die Waffe, ne? Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon? The murder weapon was the treasure box itself. The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large bloodstain on it. How utterly reprehensible, using the sacred treasure box for murder. The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box, ready to abscond with it. But he was discovered by Mr. Roll, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds. After walloping Mr. Roll on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloodied housing open and made off with the treasure inside. But the defendant's just a little boy. I hardly think he would be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head. Ah, very good point, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid that won't help you. At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated position would more than make up for the difference in stature. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh, Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor. Your title is obviously well earned. Well, the accused's skill is certainly conclusive. Unless there's anything else, I'm ready to announce my verdict. Very well, in that case I find the accused... Just one moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing to the verdict just a little bit? I told you, I have plans to attend it. Ah! Late, it's already started. How did the time fly by so fast? He's still stuck on that. We haven't even heard the defendant's side of the story yet. Your Majesty, the defense asserts its right to cross-examine a defendant. Huh? Did I say something funny? Cross-examine the... What do you mean by that? What? What do you mean? What do I mean? I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't quite recall. A little wonder, a so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years. Should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant or the accused tell his side of the story. Is that really necessary? Of course it is necessary, Majesty. What harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty. Though I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say. Oh, how kind of you, Your Royal Payne-ness. Very well, as long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway. In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand. Oh, but before we do, I'd better call my wife and apologize for missing that class. Any objections? Go for it, Your Majesty. Hey, Merlin Irashai. Morning. Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to Apollo Trilogy Part 3. Accused, state your name and occupation again, if you would. I'll be your guide. I'm training to be a monk, and I'm a tour guide too. Why me? Now, where were we? Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty. Right, let's do that then. the defense attorney's insistence, I might add. Sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind. Well, the defense had better get to it. And make it quick if you please. The defense? Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer. Well, I am, and here I am to defend you, Albie. Don't worry. All you have to do is tell the truth and you'll be alright. You tricked me. What? If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Give back that Magatamen I gave you yesterday. Albie, what's gotten into you? Don't talk to me. You disgust me. Now even Albie's against me? But why? This must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright. Being loathed by a client. Now then, accused. Please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred around noon, during the break between the morning and afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time. Alright. Oha. Mit neuen Animationen jetzt. I didn't kill Mr. Roland, I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. Never even seen the treasure box with the green Kurainese butterfly on it. When the incident happened, I was on the highway planning out on my tour route. Were you well acquainted with the victim? Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Wu was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know. I bet Albie looked up to him. But he had to give up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard, but at least that way he could still stay on the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for New Year's rite. And that victim's parents apparently both died relatively young. So Mr. Roll had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him. Sounds like his circumstances and Albie's were very similar. Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on in my training and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that? Yes, I see. You expressed yourself well. Defense, now that you've heard the accused's account, are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion. But your Majesty, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet. That wasn't the end of it? It's been so long, I don't rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about. A judge who doesn't know what cross-examination is? What fresh hell is this? I really do wish I could remember how it works. Nah, wenn wir nur ein Tutorial hätten, if only we had a tutorial for that. Not necessary. Nilach doesn't exactly seem like a model student. You just have to watch and see how it's done. Keine Tutorials hier. Das ist schon mal die Sache, weil woher weiß, dass er ein grüner Butterfly war, wenn das nicht zu sehen ist. Die Butterfly. Nur hier auf dem Schwarz-Weiß-Foto ist er zu sehen, das ist nicht grün. A box with a butterfly on it. Yeah, you can see it in that newspaper article, look. See, there's a relief on the Kurainese butterfly on the treasure box. Oh, this design here carved on the back of the box. I see it now. It's a sacred butterfly said to carry the soul of Mitama or of the departed. Its wings form a loop that cradles the Mitama and carries it into the Twilight Realm. As you can see, there's even one depicted here behind me in the judge's bench. Well, what do you know? There it is. But it kinda looks like he's about to be carried off into the Twilight Realm himself. Anyway, I've never even seen this treasure box besides... Warte mal, was ist das Presenter?
Objection!
Er sieht schwarz-weiß in Farbe. Das ist eine Special Ghost Ability oder was? Oh, Albi, why would you lie to me? So you say you've never laid eyes on a treasure box, is that right? That's right, and it's forbidden, so I'd never do that. In that case, how do you know there was a green butterfly on it? Huh? Because I saw a picture of it in that newspaper article. Nope. Take another look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures. Ah! Hold on. His bag. Did it just move? Polkunka. I beg your pardon. Polkunka is a word in Kuranese that people use when they are surprised. You just exposed a lie, so this is the power of cross-examination, is it? I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding. But just a moment. If the accused was lying, then this just makes him more suspicious than ever. This just makes things worse for me than ever. Albi, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help if you don't tell the truth. Darn, I just can't seem to get him open up to me. So accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you? Well, maybe I did take a peek on one time long time ago, when I was cleaning the treasure room. But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right? Oh, of course I wasn't. That's a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof. He does? This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain the day of the incident. And what exactly is it supposed to prove? The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll. What? Oh no! Where is it? It's not here. I must have dropped it somewhere. Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim. No. That means Abby wasn't there on the day of the incident. So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself. Yes, and it would seem so, your majesty. He predicted my argument and had even evidence ready to refute it. How was any of that supposed to help the accused? See, I told you you can't trust lawyers and their lies. Yeah, but Netherlands already said the kid's guilty. Just declare him guilty and get over with it. No, everything's going all wrong. Shadow, what do I do? As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served no purpose whatsoever. Now you're wrong. But armed as we are with her benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt. I guess I just have to poke holes in this inside of hers. By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict. Wait just a moment, your majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have a right to check it. Is that really necessary? I have to get home and apologize to my wife. I guess she really did give him the business. Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance. You do, and why is that, Mr. Payne? Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the seance. And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy. Well now. I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with your wife. It certainly does sound worth seeing. And it'd give me a juicy tidbit to tell the missus. Ha 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 ha. I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit? Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. Certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed again. But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going. The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution we're through. How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold. Blissfully unaware that the defeat and despair are all that await him. There she is, Her Benevolence. Your Benevolence, Raifa Padma Kurain, thank you for coming all this way once again. Your gratitude is unnecessary, this is simply my duty. Barb-headed attorney? Yes? I'm told you question the veracity of the sacred divination seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you. I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, Your Benevolence. All I want is a fair trial for Albi. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair. Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality. What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story? How dare you speak to Her Benevolence in that manner? Did you hear that? Did you hear how he talked to Her Benevolence? What does he know about anything, ignorant outsider? We won't stand for it, he must be punished! Yikes, looks like I really stuck my foot in this time. Punish him! Punish him! Punish him! Punish him! Silence, one and all. She is standing up for me? Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion. Well, looks like Her Benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought. Attorneys are ghastly creatures with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over. Alright, I take that back. None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, he will soon see the error of his foolish ways. Now then, Your Benevolence, the divination seance if you would. Certainly. Nina, my robe.
Oh, Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance
sudden voice
in
acting.
your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Mann, Phoenix Wright auf einmal mit Budget für Voice Acting während den Cases? Was ist dieses Spiel? Ist es real life? Da sind sie aber all out gegangen, war für neue Animationen. Cool, und jetzt? Oh, Incense. Song of Ceremony, Boy's Voice. Muss ich irgendwas drücken? I'm not sure. Pain. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool. A final message from the victim's soul, the last communication of his Mitama. The divination seance has revealed this to us. And benevolence can use their power of spirit communion to project the victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise. So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Rohl actually experienced? In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon over his head. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation. There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. This looks bad for Albi. Really, really bad. Now do you see why I'm the incredible pain? More than I can express. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them? There it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, Your Majesty? Oh yes, very satisfying indeed. Now you finally convinced Traveler. The accused is most assuredly guilty. Am I really the only unbiased one here? Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you. You'd be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs. Defense Culpability Act? What's that? What? You mean you honestly don't know? No? What's with all the hubbub? Well, not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you'd better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him. Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he. Nani, what kind of insane law is that? Under the DC Act, many an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim fate. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney. That's as it should be. The history of our courts proved that. Attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated. This is ridiculous. I never felt so much hostility coming at me from so many sides. What could have happened to make everyone feel this way? You fell right into my trap, Phoenix Wright. Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. With the Seance and the DC Act on my side, I'll finally get revenge. So that's why he was so eager to have me defend Albi. Chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Kurine. And thank my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now. Defense, know that if I rule that the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too. And that explains Albi's reaction earlier. Your Majesty, isn't the prison sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason. One should pay for such a crime with one's life. Yes. I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances. The death penalty? No way. You're kidding, right, Your Majesty? Do I look like I'm kidding? I'll have you put your life on your dark, tainted soul on the line here. This can't be happening. The courts of the resignation. Our courts are well known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene. Criminals know what they call... know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate. Oh, foreign lawyer, I ask you once more. Are you sure you still want to defend the accused? There's Maya to think of in all of this too. And just lay down my life. What in the world should I do? Continue! Bis in den Tod. Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? To help those with no one on their side. And just abandon everything I believe in. All I can do now is stand firm and fight. Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life.
Objection!
Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act, I will defend Albie. Nani? But Mr. Wright... The defendant insists he's innocent. And not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination. Oh, Kunka! But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Haha, bob-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your bob jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes. Your benevolence? Believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out. Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm. Sie pointet nicht mal in seine Richtung. Not a wise move, traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered you to save your life. But you have made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. And with this verdict, you will both soon be parting with your heads. Death, 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 ja! Death, 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 death. Ich bin voll mit dem Publikum on board, ey. The souls of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it. Inside! Oh Gott. Cypher's inside. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance of the devotion? These are the victim's experiences just before his death. As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down? Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, Defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the Seance vision? Nein, was für Wörter? Come to think of it, I did see these words like Song of Ceremony and Incense. The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls. So what Mr. Roll experienced with his 5 senses appears in the vision as words, right? Precisely, by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity. Works for me, I can use all the extra information I can get. Now, to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision. Your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again. Very well. Die Animation müssen wir nämlich nochmal angucken. Yes, yes. Naruhodo. Wait a minute. Benevolence said after the morning dance of devotion earlier, didn't she? There's something off about that. First, I'll use buttons to make my way to the inside that seems off. Yeah, this is the inside that sounded funny. Now just carefully compare this inside with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation, it seems contradictory. I select... Yeah, I selected. Okay. Warte mal, was sind diese Flammen da? Muss ich dann drücken? Scheinbar, ne? This is it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the inside. I'll just select a sensation I think is inconsistent, then present it.
Objection!
Chotomate, just a fucking second. Yes, what is it, Bobhead? You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right? That's right, what of it? Then isn't it strange that Mr. Rohl could still hear the Song of Ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right. Is that all that troubles you? Huh? What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony. Practice run? What are you talking about? Mr. Payne, if you would. Certainly, allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate the statement. I see, so what the victim heard was a practice session. There goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. It must be the room where Albi and I saw Benevolence dancing. However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me. Ask away, your majesty. It's a big temple. The performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room? He's right, it's a very big temple. Well, how about it, Mr. Payne? Your majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of the temple, including the treasure room. Oh, that's right. Speakers for what purpose? Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They are to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple. That's why the victim couldn't hear the Song of Ceremony in the seance vision. It was the practice run going on in the performance hall heard over the speakers. Thank you for your explanation, your benevolence. That makes perfect sense even to a feeble-minded old man like me. Think nothing of it. Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us? Very well. Insight revised. I think I'm getting the hang of this. To point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insides out after all. Das klingt irgendwie falsch, aber egal. I'd better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. It's a bit hard to focus on the insides with the seance vision going. I'll try using pause. There, I paused the vision. I think I can use M and B to jump different parts of the vision. Oh Gott, so viele Buttons, das kann ich mir alles nicht merken. Try moving the Mitama mark to the flashing red panel there. Kann ich einfach draufklicken? Ja. Okay, now that I know how to get around in the seance vision, it's time to find inconsistencies between the insides and the vision. Aber wenn sie... Maybe der Incense? Warte mal. Ist da immer Incense an? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Hier ist kein Incense zu sehen. Aber warte mal, was habe ich in der Notice das habe ich noch gar nicht gelesen, ne? Growing number of thefts will be tightening security throughout. On the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. Probieren wir einfach mal. Ich habe sonst keine andere Idee. There's an inconsistency between this insight and the victim's memories. Guess not? Nein. Autsch. Vielleicht ist das Problem? Ja, wobei es keine... Es ist ja was da steht. Maybe ist das Problem, dass es hier nach Incense riecht? Ich habe absolut keine Ahnung, ne? Ich sehe da jetzt null Contradictions gerade. In irgendeiner Form. Das Einzige ist halt das Incense. Ich weiß nicht, wo das herkommen soll. Aber ich sehe halt nichts, was in ihrem... was in der Insight dem widersprechen soll. Das hier? Nein. meine, man sieht ja nicht, was er hält, ne? Er sagt ja irgendwas. Aber das widerspricht nicht dem, was hier steht. Oh, da ist er, warte mal, ist er sofort gestorben? Zwischen 12 und 1 PM. Ist es das? Oh, I guess ist es das, okay. War jetzt aber mehr geraten. Wo Simon Irashai? Ja, also ich glaube tatsächlich ist das Gegenteil der Fall. Die werden nicht acknowledged hier. Das ist die Anwalt-Hate-Episode. You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct? Of course, as anyone with eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. What? Your benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain. Oh. Everything goes black and then, only after that, the victim feels pain. Inconceivable. Okay, also das ist auch schon ein Unterschied. Okay, das war nicht der Unterschied, auf den ich hinaus wollte, aber gut. Wenn das Spiel das akzeptiert. This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened. My word. Well, Kunka, your benevolence, what's the meaning of this? I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy. If what the defense says is true, it's a very grave matter indeed. Please forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore. Now, let's not be too hasty, Your Majesty. I think I can clear this up. You have something to add, Mr. Payne? 1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear. And that would be... On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple. And as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. I'm afraid it slipped my mind. Or rather, you knew all along and only letting it slip now that it's convenient, Payne. The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers. Ah, there was a blackout there, was there? Well now, that explains everything, does it not? What do you mean, Your Benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would. The blackout occurred when the accused and the victim were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness. The accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head. I see, that makes perfect sense, Your Benevolence. So the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insight is awe-inspiring, Your Benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone. Well done, long may you live and prosper. Hey, I want to live long and prosper too. Enough applause. You flatter me. Now, Your Benevolence, in light of this new information. Yes, of course, I will alter my insight. Insight revised. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. Okay. Ja, nee, es ist eher, Anime Tibet, Simon. Mit dem wacky, mit einem noch wackieren Chordsystem. Als Anime Japan. Yeah, okay, das ist wie vorher. So much for my inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info. With new info comes a chance to find new inconsistencies. Now to compare the insides with the vision again and see what else I can dig up. Okay, warte mal, das ist aber neu jetzt, oder? Dass er die Voice nochmal hört.
Objection!
Nicht? Verdammt. Guess not. Hm. Sonst ist hier aber nichts Neues, oder? Nee, hä? Ups. Also warte mal, das sind nicht die Optionen, die ich wollte. Aber das ist jetzt doch die einzige Revision. Und da ist sonst nichts Neues, außer dass seine Voice höher ist, aber das kann ich nicht damit. Das ist nicht der passende Faktor scheinbar. Ja, na also genau genommen ist es ja, es ist The Kingdom of Kurain. Wenn ihr die alten Teile noch kennt, dann wird euch Kurain sicherlich was sagen. Aber jetzt ist es The Kingdom of Kurain. Und Phoenix ist eigentlich nur hier, um Maya abzuholen, weil sie mit ihrem Training fertig ist, aber natürlich wird man wieder in einen Gerichtssaal verwickelt direkt. Aber warte mal, wenn er dann hört er immer noch den Song. Das kann ja nicht sein eigentlich, oder?
Objection!
Ja, okay. Yeah, I finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible. You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Kurainism. Defense, watch what you say. If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind. It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums, but maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What malaki? I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the song of the ceremony thanks to the temple speakers. But then how do you explain how the victim could still hear the song of the ceremony even after the power went out? Oh. This contradiction of facts can only mean the song of ceremony Mr. Rohl heard was not coming from the speakers. Yeah, impossible. So what are you saying? The song you heard was coming directly from the performance hall? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall. Right, the song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless... You mean to say... Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall. Yanni! You can't be serious. There's a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence and the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined. What? No. This is completely unprecedented. An inconsistency in her benevolence's insights? Unbelievable. Heed not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a feeble ruse from a feeble mind. But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. But the defense assertion is in the end meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen of the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insight still stands. I hate to admit it, but she's right. The seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Albi. I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why. The accused had his hands up over his head. Well, this defense dares to dream, making it out of this nightmare alive. You what? You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? You'd better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you are just wagging it. Of course I can back up my claim, just as soon as I think of something. You appear to be fully prepared, defense. The embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim. As long as you're willing to stake your life on it. I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue shares, chop chop. Chop chop? Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch him. I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement. Chop chop. Stop. Here the lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure you won't miss one. Yikes, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albi have held his hands up like that? Ah, so that's why. The reason the defendant had his hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. Ja, so ungefähr, Simon. Er sagte was von wegen, dass er nach der Schande, nach der ganzen Schande, die er erlitten hat, aus dem Land geflüchtet ist und hier jetzt Erfolg gefunden hat und zum Chief Prosecutor wurde mit seinen Methoden. Und jetzt kann er endlich Rache an Phoenix üben. Mit diesem blauen Koordensystem, was sie hier haben. What explains why Albi had his hands raised above his head? Seine Knarre, probably? As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both of his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest. Oh, are you saying? The victim was security guard and an armed one at that. The defense proposed that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albi. And that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air. Kunka! I can't believe she's fucking dead. Who would have thought the seance vision could be interpreted that way? That's not possible. It can't be. Not bad for a total knockout. How dare that lawyer devil go against her benevolence? He's not better than that traitorous snake, Durk. Traitorous snake, Durk? Who's that? No, I can't believe it. A contradiction in one of my insights. There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, your benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in jail immediately for lese majesty? The fuck does that mean? Nani? Oops. Achso, lese majesty, Majestätsbeleidigung. Habe ich auch noch nie gehört. Yeah, you said it. Throw him in jail. Let's make him pay for what he disrespected her benevolence. These people are definitely not my fans right now. That's right, exterminate! Exterminate! Annihilate! Peace, give me peace! I said peace! Now everyone, please calm down. Is he... Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment. No, I can't charge him with lese majesty. Nani? What? But do I not, your Majesty? He was simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused. Nothing unlawful about that. But, your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict? Then you can go home and make it up to your wife. We can't end the trial now, not when we just learn new information about the case. What? Your Majesty, not you too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my insight contains a contradiction. Truly, it is shocking. In the 20+ years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense pointed out inconsistency. And it's our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law. You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer? No, my faith is as strong as ever. But I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. You insist on interfering with that process, your benevolence? I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not. Nani? I'd have you know... Your benevolence. Please acquiesce in this, your benevolence. Knoten im Karma. Na wohl, wahrscheinlich mindestens so groß wie die in ihren Haaren, ne? If looks could kill. I won't forget this offense, barbed head. I do not admit defeat. I won't. Bailiff, please see your benevolence out. You, Mitama, will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there they'll pluck the barbs right off your stupid head. I hope your suffering will be super duper painful. And I hope you throw you into the lake of burning fire, yeah. And then I guess she's still just a teenager after all. Now then, defense. Mr. Light, was it? That's right, your Majesty. Phoenix Wright. Of course, Mr. Wright. My apology. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments. Thank you, your Majesty. Yes, but do not misunderstand me. This doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't even think about lying to this court. I understand, your Majesty. Phew, maybe now we can finally run a real trial. Arguments, your Majesty? Very well, I accept your challenge. Huh? What's with him? Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just too hilarious. What's so funny, Mr. Payne? Defense still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him in his case instead. What do you mean by that, prosecutor? I told you it's chief prosecutor. Yeah, because that's the thing to focus on right now. The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, your majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused? Oh. Oh, indeed. Because the accused was about to commit a theft. Hey, Fitcher, ihrer scheinbar sehe. Kaji ist cool. Kaji Ryan Aji? What's Aji? What's Kaji? I don't understand that. Bis heute on fire. Was ist. Achso, ja, das habe ich gar nicht gesehen. Das stimmt in der Tat. Die gibt auf jeden Fall harte Mesogaki-Vibes, die alte. Aji was Damon Gunn's nickname for the judge in one. Oh, okay. I didn't remember that at all. Completely forgot that. Yeah, I get it now, okay. Is he cool though? I don't know yet. He seems like the normal judge so far. So kinda dumb still. But we see. Nani! That does sound pretty logical actually. It doesn't have the accused situation at all. If anything, it makes him look even more guilty. Yes, I have to agree. Allow me to spell it out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through. Mr. Rule came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed his gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid his body under the treasure room. The hand truck for moving heavy treasure around is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that. And after all, it hard work to knock down his insides. Backed into an old familiar corner once more. Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal? I'm drawing a total blank here. I hope you're ready to climb the scaffold. I asked you a question, defense. Got nothing. Can't think of any grounds for an objection. Only thing to do at this point is ask the defendant himself what happened. But I don't know if Albi will cooperate with me or not. Albi? Will you tell us what really happened? No. Guess he won't. Other country but same doofus, yeah, pretty much. You don't have to say anything, accused. Fall for his evil trap and you'll only dirty your own soul. Albi, you have to tell me the truth. Can't help you unless you do. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. Why? Why won't he trust me? This is it? Is this the end for both of us? Yep, it's Ogre. Maya, I'm sorry. And now suddenly Maya out of nowhere. I never met a real lawyer before. Okay, doch nicht, schade. Everybody always told me they're bad people who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me. Would actually believe in me. Would risk his own life for me. I never would have imagined it. Albi. So that's why I lied. To try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too. Nani? Allow me. Allow me to explain! Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of things. Be honest, I went into the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box. Even though the trample told you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it. Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once and scolded me. But that box so beautiful, the way it glows in the dark. I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark? That's right, it's covered in a special mineral called fluorinite that makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. No, you're breathtaking. It's really a shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did? If only he applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. Okay, it's a glowy box. On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again, when I ran to Mr. Roll on the great stairs. So those were not the treasure room stairs in the seance vision? No, they were the great stairs that connect the hallway. Makes sense, the vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs. Oh boy, more evidence. All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew his gun and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had a scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then, the power went out. So I took the chance to hightail out of there. I ran for my life, even now when I try to think back on it. All I can remember are the gun and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. It must have been when I dropped the notice scroll. Which means someone else brought it to the treasure room along with Mr. Roll's body. Did Mr. Roll say anything when you ran into him on the stairs? What is it, Albi? I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it? He said. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would believe me. A grand speech. One that confirmed my suspicions that you were the thief.
Objection!
It's possible the victim simply misread the situation.
Objection!
Where's there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had good reason to be suspicious of the accused. Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating? Shadow. What do I do, Shadow? And what better reason to suspect the boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? In the course of his rounds, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen. And then just after that, he ran to the accused. I'll be your guide. Ich will immer your gate sagen, aber das soll es ja nicht sein. No, that's not what happened. Therefore, one of the stolen treasure and killed the victim. Can be none other than the accused. Yeah. What the fuck? Nani? What now? Doggo! Ah, das ist Shadow, okay. Cute. Hey, Shadow, down, boy. Well, what do we have here? I'm sorry about this. This is my dog, Shadow. You nearly gave me a heart attack. So that's what was making his back move. Can't you quiet that yappy mutt down? Shadow says that Mr. Roll made a mistake. You can understand him? Don't tell me this is a surprise witness for the defense. I beg your pardon? You're not thinking of cross-examining an animal, are you? No one is thinking that. Who would do such a dumb thing? I'll be your guide. I'll be your guide. Yeah, I got that. I read the name at first and read it as I'll be your gate, but yeah. Then it dawned upon me because he's a guide. Fucking love and hate these stupid pun names. Of course not, your majesty. Not this time anyway. Phew, well, I'm glad to hear that. I thought I'd have to reassess my assessment of your sanity for a second there. I think I'd better reassess my strategy, and fast. I'd have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim or we're sunk. While it's true that the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died, it doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have struck the victim at that time. You're going that far. And I hope this means you have another angle of approach ready. Exactly, I mean, who but the accused standing in front and center could have done it? Unless you can back up your claim, it's nothing more than conjecture. Okay, come on, Phoenix. I know I can think up something convincing. Where else could the victim have been struck from? From behind, probably. 2 parrots and an orca. Yeah, what was it? 2 parrots? I can only remember 1 parrot. With the defendant standing in front of the victim. Isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind? From behind, you say? I see. I suppose not outside the realm of possibility. Good, now at least I have some breathing room. But who do you suppose could it have been? Oh, the true culprit, naturally. The one who actually committed the theft and murder. True culprit? And I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that? I should have known I'd have to explain everything. Alright, if we assume the true culprit struck the victim from behind, then that means... After going to the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the true culprit tried to escape. But then Mr. Roll appeared making his rounds. I imagine the culprit then quickly hid in the storeroom on the other end of the hallway. You're grasping at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you have nothing but baseless conjecture. I'm going to look for something to base it on right now. Albeit, when you ran to Mr. Roll in the hallway, was there anyone around the storeroom area? I don't know. There might have been somebody there, but I couldn't see it. I was only halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see the ends of the hallway. I see. A swing and a miss. Oh, Shadow says that someone was there. I see. Thank you for that. But his testimony is inadmissible. You think this is a joke? Maybe the defendant didn't happen to see this other person. But that doesn't mean the true culprit couldn't have been there in the hallway.
Objection!
Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch. But I will enjoy watching you sink. What are you talking about? Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in that hallway at the time of the incident. How can you continue to make the assertion? Because there was a witness. A very reliable eyewitness. What? Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call its witness to the stand. Calling an eyewitness to the stand, Been decades since that's happened. And unlike the defense witness, you can rest assured that there are no pets involved. It was a low blow. Orc. Very well, I'll allow it. And now for something we've not heard in quite some time. Bring the witness to the stand. Is it definitely not Jesus? It's Kurein Jesus. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh Gott, was zu... Peace Luben understanding the name. I'm like Temple's head monk, can you dig? Oh, if it is an instructor understanding. Okay, I get it. Yeah. It's really hard to read though. You're the eyewitness. Instructor? Not only is Mr. Understand and Temple's head monk, but he's also renowned Damalan expert. I'm sorry to have to ask, but what's a Damalan? Oh, he's jamming. Not being too annoying to explain the puns for others. I mean, I don't mind it. But mostly they are pretty obvious. So I think you don't have to. But I don't mind. Not quite sure what voice to give him. But you heard those sultry sounds once before, brother. When dragon and tiger. God, I'm not singing that. Yeah, that's from the song from the Dance of Devotion. Right on, brother. The Song of Ceremony. Playing this tune together, the precious gig for me and my girl here, you dig? Song of Ceremony, the song that was playing at the time of the murder. Oh, Holy Mother, may the righteous sounds of my Damalan serve as my offering to you. I guess that kind of vibe fits. Wonderful, a great performance as always. This is my thing, you know, my bag. I make instruments speak, baby. By the by, Magistry Pops, no Damalan class today? No, I'm afraid this trial has gone into overtime, thanks to the lawyer over there. The class the judge wanted to attend was a Damalan lesson? Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust a lawyer, man. The transgressors against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Understanding. As the treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen. Yeah, man, that was not cool. Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Understanding. That's right, brother. This here's the one and only treasure box key. The one and only. And I keep it on me at all times, can you dig? But the sneaky thief went and cracked open the sucker anyway. Total bummer, man. So that's the key to the treasure box, is it? You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama key, an historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from headmonk to headmonk at Temple Temple. The Magatama key, huh? Now someone's jacked a treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. How am I ever gonna face Her Holiness again? Oh, Holy Mother, please find it in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humble lamb. Why do I always get the far out ones? Mr. Understanding, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room? You know it, baby. Best believe I scoped that tiny transgressor. Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw? To bring justice against the transgressor, man. Yes, of course, I'll do all I can. In the name of Her Holiness, I vow to sing, naught but the truth I swear to bring. Hit me. God. I'm dying of cringe. Okay. Is he fucking singing all his statements? Oh my god. After the morning dance of devotion to go back to my chamber, I got the notion. Don't you know my chamber's on the way to the temple's treasure room? Hey, hey. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Arby was the only one. Arby was the only one before the blackout. One other than Roll. Only Arby to the treasure room did stroll. I can't. Yeah, that expression is me. This is my soul right now. That's Phoenix representing. Tell me I was hallucinating just now. Like, can you believe Mr. Roll bit the big one after that? Harsh, man. I share your sentiments. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Understanding? What, you found the body as well? He really is a key witness then. That's right, brother. After the blackout, I went to reset the breaker and give power back to the people. The circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always near the man for the job, you feel me? Oh, convenient. The breakers are on the first floor hallway in the front of the storeroom. On the way I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man. Really harsh, my wall. I knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what's what. And it was like, whoa, man, there was poor Mr. Roll, that is a doornail. In the interval between the end of dance and devotion and the blackout. The only ones who went to the scene... Oops. Oh, fuck, I'm on autoplay. That's why it's going so fast. Wait, what? Went to the scene of the crime with the victim and the accused. So you see, Mr. Understanding's unassailable account is what led to the accused's arrests. Hold it. Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the dance of devotion? I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance. He was? Would you like some proof? How's this? A photo of that morning's dance of devotion taken by a tourist. Convenient. This is a fucking guitar. My, what graceful dancing. I can almost hear the sound of Mr. Understanding's Damala now. Payne's right, there's Mr. Roll on duty. Never underestimate the incredible pain. So in addition to Rifer's insights, he had backup evidence lined up too, huh? I said, monk, my monks in training are like my own kids, like family, can you dig it? I should have taught Arby better, man. For Her Holiness, the Holy Mother. Oh, Arby, confess your sins, my young brother. Head monk understanding. I didn't kill Mr. Roll. So I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother. What? Focus, little man. Your faith is weak like a wet paper bag. Are you feeling me? Bear the rod, hey baby. Spoil the child, not maybe. Her Holiness is magnanimous, son. You confess your guilt? She'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm. I don't suppose she could forgive him in this realm first. Defense, please begin your cross-examination. Boah, ist das anstrengend mit dem Typen, Alter. Das ist ja fürchterlich. What I saw, baby. Oh nein. No singing. Okay, Okay, what's sussy about that? Not sure. Oh, warum kann das hören? Even from inside your chamber, you can still hear what's going on outside. Temple's Temple is a groovy old building built from Mother Nature's finest. You can hear a pin drop through the wooden walls, you dig? In an old building like that, I guess the walls must be pretty thin. And that's how Mr. Understanding could know the culprit's movements. It's all thanks to the Holy Mother's divine protection. Right on, my man. I dedicate this testimony to Her Holiness. Okay.
Hold it!
Could you please point out one more time where your chamber is located? Yeah, man, no sweat. My chamber's on the way from the performance hall to the treasure room. So anyone going to the treasure room would have to pass by Understanding's chamber. Give peace, love, a chance.
Hold it!
I have a question. Lay it on me, man. How dare you interrupt the performance of the great Peace Love Understanding? I was really enjoying that. Sorry, but you know there's something about that name I can't put my finger on. What's so funny about Peace Love Understanding? You had a question for me, brother? You were playing something during the dance of devotion, weren't you? You know it, baby. I was playing my beautiful girl right here. This Damalan. In offering to Her Holiness, I played the music and the singers sing the song of ceremony. Mr. Understanding's playing is the best in the kingdom. It must please Her Holiness greatly. Now then, could you continue with your testimony, Mr. Understanding? Oh, the Holy Mother, I keep on trucking. This Damalan still needs some plucking. Yeah, das hilft mir alles nicht weiter.
Hold it!
How can you be so sure that nobody else was there? Whoa, man. You lawyers are as uptight as they say. Isn't it possible that someone else could have snuck past? And the answer, my friend, is squeaky wooden floorboards, baby. They make such a racket, not even the quietest cat could sneak by me, I dig. Yes, that makes sense. And all of that just now was simply more of the attorney's unfounded suspicions, I see. That's the truth, baby. It's all that I sing. The truth is all, it's everything. Words of wisdom, words of the truth. Baby tooth, forsooth, phone booth. Much thanks to Mr. Understanding. Let's bring an end to defense grandstanding. Oh my god. You're not stopping me. Until my client goes free. Wait a minute, why am I singing? Right on, even the lawyer's joining in, baby. Everybody's starting to feel the groovy vibe on my fart rhythm. I refuse to let him run his show. I didn't notice any inconsistencies in his testimony. It looks like I'm going to have to press his statements to draw out more information. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, but no... Oh, okay, this... I haven't pressed this one yet. How could you tell it was Albi just from the sound of some footsteps? Albi is practically family, man. The smooth groove of his shoes are easy to pick out. And how do you know he went to the treasure room? Didn't you think it was possible he went to the storeroom at the other end of the hall? No way, man. I saw him with my own two eyes. You saw him? In the treasure room. This you can believe. My peepers peeped the sneaky, sneaky Albi. And tell us where. Where it fits you stood. It is you stood when you saw the accused, if you would. When I heard the footsteps, I looked out the window. Ach so, of course. Of course, there's a convenient window. From my window, I can see. The window of the first floor hallway across the courtyard, you dig? And through that window I saw Albie walking to the treasure room. So, should I have him add the statement to this testimony? Yes. Always. Could you please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Aniston? You got it, brother. Through the window I did spy little Albie with my own eye. Müsste der Roll nicht da auch gewesen sein, theoretisch? Glaube ich zumindest. About the guitar in the picture? Yeah, I mean, I noticed that, but there's nothing that I could ask him about that yet. Might be relevant later. But I couldn't bring that up yet. But it's definitely something to keep in mind. That's a different guitar. Through the window, you say? That's right, brother. There's a courtyard outside the window of my chamber. Across the courtyard, I can see the window of the hallway to the treasure room, man. Judging from the diagram, I guess that's plausible. The view of the courtyard from your chamber, how nice it must be. I bet it's beautiful at this time of year, what with Chinese butterflies flitting about. You know it, Pops, I often look out the window courtyard while playing my gamelan. And it goes a little something like this. Das ist schon gepresst, ich bin mir nicht sicher. Ja, okay, nee, hatten wir schon, ne? Okay, never mind. No, I'm not singing. I mean, there has to be some contradiction. Why would we add that? Why would it be possible to add if it wasn't a contradiction? Oh, hallway shutters will remain shut. Okay, yeah, that was it. Okay. Forgot about that. There's something off about that, Mr. Aniston. My music is off? I'm sorry if you feel that way, man. Maybe this vibe ain't topping the charts. Where you from? What's your poison? Orchestra? Jazz soul? There's nothing wrong with my ears, witness, but something's not quite right with your eyes. Mr. Aniston, you've been lying to this court. Now, why would I lie? I got nothing to hide. Truth and truth alone is all I sing. Lying y'all, not lying in my thing. I contend otherwise. You recognize this object, Mr. Aniston. The temple notice, man, what of it? In this notice the following instruction to the temple monks is written. All of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. What you talking about, Phoenix? I'm talking about the fact from your chamber. You couldn't have seen anyone going to the treasure room through these shutters. Looks like you didn't get the memo. No way. I don't believe it, man. If you don't believe it, why don't you read the notice for yourself? Let's see. Something something, will something for something something. Is that your idea of reading? I'm not so hot at reading Koreanese, man. I usually get one of the other monks to read stuff for me, you know. Doesn't that make your duties as head monk a little difficult? Hey, cut me some slack, man. I only moved to this country 6 months ago. That's quite recent, isn't it? So, how did someone who's only been here 6 months become head monk of a temple? How little you understand. Religious faith can't be measured in months or years. I've only been adherent of Koreanism for 3 months myself. The Holy Mother's teachings really spoke to me, prompting me to stay in this country. Or was it the fact that there are no lawyers here that spoke to you, Mr. Payne, I know just how you feel, my man. Her Holiness teaching spoke to me too. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Brother Dumb and Brother Dumber. Well, I know why Payne suddenly became a believer in Koreanism. Could Understanding have had an ulterior motive for becoming a believer too? Mr. Understanding, were you really in your chamber as you claim? What? Hey, be chill, brother. Weren't you instead somewhere else?
Objection!
Mr. Wright, what kind of nonsense are you speaking now? According to Mr. Understanding's testimony, he saw Albi with its own eyes. Therefore, is it really nonsense to suggest he could have seen Albi from somewhere else? Well, do you have a theory, Defense? Do you know where Mr. Understanding was, if not in his chamber? If he wasn't in his room, then... Albi had gone down the hallway towards the treasure room. There are only a few places he could have seen Albi from. I do have a theory, Your Majesty. Let's say the witness really did see Albi going towards the treasure room. What then? The defense proposes this is the only place he could have been to see Albi go down the hall. Right here.
Take that!
There? But you just suggested earlier. That's where the true culprit might have been. True, but no matter how I look at it, this is the only place Understanding could have been. Mr. Foreign Lawyer, don't tell me. Are you accusing Mr. Understanding of being the true culprit in this case? Nah, no, of course. Yes, Your Majesty. I contend there's a strong possibility this witness is the murderer. Shocking. Because he was already seen in the intro sequence. Exactly, no one is surprised. How dare you be so disrespectful? First you criticize her benevolence's insights, now you accuse the head monk of murder.
Objection!
That's the only place the witness could have been. If he was here, he could have struck the victim down from behind and moved his body to the treasure room. It's nothing but groundless conjecture. And there's one more thing. Do you remember what was said in the opening argument? The opening argument? During that argument, it was suggested that Albi used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. That's right, and what of it? Well, why don't we try this twist on for size? The thief used his position as head monk of the temple to get a hold of the treasure. Nani? What? You're joshing me, man. The key to the treasure box has been passed down from the head monk to head monk. What better position to be in if you want to steal the treasure? You can't possibly be serious. Does this mean you're claiming that Mr. Understanding's oath of faith is nothing but a lie designed to get him close to the treasure? The witness hasn't been truthful in his testimony to this court, so clearly isn't above lying. Did you swear to the Holy Mother that naught but the truth would you bring? In light of that, I don't think it's unfair to call your faith into question.
Objection!
It's ridiculous. There are no limits to what this lawyer will say. I mean, lie is such a strong word. Maybe it was just a mistake. Hold it. Who was that? Oh, hold it. Enough with the nervous wreck routine, prosecutor. You're just embarrassing yourself, man. What? What was that misunderstanding? Lawyer man, you really are the lowest of the low. You've gone and said something I can't forgive. You called my belief into question, my faith in the Holy Mother. And nobody gets away with that. Now it's Metal Jesus. What on earth? That music? It's making my ears bleed. Thank you, Metal Jesus. And that explains the guitar in the other picture. This is the music of my soul. Death to the lawyer. I'm the Twilight Messenger, can't you tell? Gonna take this lying lawyer straight to hell. He's dripping with lies, running with Philistines. Gonna send that lawyer to the guillotines. Oh my fucking god. I love it. Müsstest du auch machen, wenn du Haare hättest. Ja, same. Das kann ich leider komplett fühlen. And now for something completely different. That prickly prunk music just wouldn't let me express my rage. Your rage, huh? Isn't the real source of your anger having your lie exposed? You just don't get it. If I lied, it's cause you drove me to it. All sniffling around suspicious and throwing out false accusations. I'm sorry, but as a lawyer, I'm afraid it's my job. Yeah, well, lawyers are crap. Keep making noise and I'll have to use my partner here on you. I'm the one making noise? Hey, so you want to know the truth, huh? Think you can handle the truth, do ya? Fine. Let's see you try. Feel the heat of my brutal death beat. Savage, right? Sweat bullets, ain't ya? The screams of my soul are gonna make a mosh pit out of this peanut gallery. Did he really just win the court over with that performance? Yo, geez, I got something to testify. Get ready for the holding of my soul. I'll call this chart topper Soul Screaming Truth. Oh mein Gott, bitte kein Singen mehr. Please no more singing. My poor voice. The priestess's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom my way I did wend. Death, truth is what you dread. Hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw I'll be creep to the treasure room. And trailing from behind, out on the sand, I saw blood roll. After Albie he went. Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, back by the storeroom can't be beat. Then out went the power, take it to midnight, black and the blackest black, robbing all side. Yeah, baby, let the soul metal flow. Oh Gott. Das ist viel zu anstrengend. Warum muss das immer anstrengender werden? Ich wollte ein gechilltes Phoenix Wright Spiel spielen und dann kommt hier sowas. God damn it. What is that music? I never heard anything like it. And so fast, it's making my head spin. This is Damalan metal! Hey, oh Jesus, how are those ears ringing? I don't know much about music, but I've got chills, and they are multiplying. Hey, you scared lawyer man? Run away fast you can. What a wonderful rhythm. The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now my son is standing. What did you go to the music storeroom for? Hey, I went to put my Damelon away. He's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing in the right. But then, why did you lie before? Because you sent me to hell. Huh? We all know about lawyers and their lying lawyerly ways. Am I right, people? If I admitted I went to the storeroom, he'd have drummed up a false charge on me. I didn't want to get sent to hell. What do you say? Ooh, what the fuck? That was fast. Now I see why that Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feel me, Kurine? Yeah, you said it. It's too much to ask for a low-key trial. Yeah, exactly what I'm thinking. Fehlen noch ein paar Growls in der Performance. Ja, ich meine, ich weiß nicht, ob sie das dann quasi in den Text schreiben würden, wenn er growlen würde. No, you're ready to rock or what? Can't hear you, I said, are you ready to teach this lying lawyer how we do things around here? Alright, then I'm gonna lay it on you one more time. The screaming truth of my soul. Oh mein Gott, das ist so fucking ridiculous, ne? I can't. Okay, das denke ich jetzt aber nicht. Bei dem... I completely forgot to look out for contradictions. Aber das kann ja schon mal nicht sein. If Patrol was going after him, how could Albi be on the stairs above him? Doesn't make sense already. But hard to point that out, I guess. Not sure. Something tells me this is going to be a spectacular waste of time, but what do you mean by hound on the scent? What? You don't get it? It's always the same, y'all. Lyrics question without mercy. The more famous the song, the greater the controversy. It wasn't your lyrical sense I was questioning. I say hound on the scent like a hunting dog, cause you know rule was a gun and... Uh-oh, here we go. The inspiration came to me suddenly, like a flash and... That's okay, you don't have to explain your lyrics anymore. Hey, you're the one who asked. I knew I shouldn't have asked that. And misunderstanding, you still understand, so please stick to your testimony. You can explain your lyrics to me later in Damelan class. Fine, have it your way, Geezer. Show must go on, slash and thrash. Patrol ist der Wachmann, ja. Sagt. Exactly. What exactly were you doing in the music store room? There, get the picture? Picture? What picture? Mr. Understanding is requesting that you not ask him the same thing over and over. Hey, Geezer, you got that in one. Take a bow, baby. How the heck did he understand that? What was I doing in the music storeroom, you ask? I already told you. I was taking care of my partner in crime, getting ready to put her away. But see, would you believe it?
Hold it!
Where were you when the power outage occurred? Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. My girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune. Isn't it true that you were actually in the hallway at the time? The hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway? You were waiting for Mr. Roll to come back from his patrol on the treasure room. Now that he discovered that the treasure had been stolen, you were going to kill him. Lawyer man, justice always so full of bull. Spewing noxious lies and pulling the wool. Filthy liar through and through, and I ain't never ever gonna forgive you. Utter lies with no evidence, as always. His claims are just tenuous. Hey, nice prosecutor, I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Someone stop their jam session, please. I only understood about half of what the guy is saying. Suppose I should press a statement, but I'm really not looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm pressing already. If I press any harder, I'm gonna shit. Okay. You say you went to the music storeroom. But how do we know you didn't go to the treasure room and steal the treasure instead? And on what grounds would you base that accusation? Got anything to show for it? He's right, I don't really have any proof. And yet... Well, you can't prove that you didn't go to this room either. You stole the treasure and were ready to make your getaway when you saw Mr. Roll. So you panicked and ran into the music storeroom, isn't that right? Why do I feel like I'm being stabbed by icy stares from every direction? Silence your answer, lawyer man. This audience knows the score. Just what we needed. A moment of silence to bid this lawyer's baseless claim goodbye. Why do they have to hate lawyers so much in this country? I said it before and I say it again, lawyer man. After the priestess's dance, I went to the music storeroom. You've made your assertions clear, defense, but your argument is rather unsubstantiated. That's not good. What's so funny, peace, love, understanding? Nevertheless, the possibility is still there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under cover of darkness.
Objection!
You're forgetting one very important thing. Huh? It seems you've forgotten that the outage happened by chance, not design. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I did forget about that. It's not like the witness planned the outage so he could take advantage of the darkness. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll and kill him. You're right, even I would notice someone coming up behind me. Well, defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about that? Mr. Wright, your claim is completely without merit. Unless you want to argue to the witness that the witness somehow magically made the outage happen. Well, maybe not magically, but... Wait, that's it. I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen. With no magic necessary. Nani? You have a theory, defense? All you had to do was make use of something shown in this diagram. Was? Fäkalhumor? Also, nein. Das war normaler Humor. Sehr unschuldig und rein, so wie er immer ist bei mir. What did the witness use to make the power outage happen? The breaker, obviously?
Take that!
The witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box is on the storeroom end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say? Eh. Nice try, but that theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man. And why not? You're saying I turned the breaker off and then snuck up on Mr. Roll and hit him? In pitch black darkness with no source of light whatsoever. Is that what you're saying? With the lights off, that hallway is blacker than 100 midnights. Can't see the hand in front of your face. How could anybody commit murder like that? Unless it was somebody standing right in front of the victim, like the accused. I hate when he's right. I've already noticed it. The murder weapon glows in the dark. Already got him. They can't just let his point stand. Well, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide. A guide through the darkness? Something. That's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gonna move this room with half-baked hunch like that, bro. I gotta hit him hard, really make him feel it, you hear me? Like my verse, baby, woo! Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness lyrics very well either. But in the trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of that clarity and precision in our defense. Uh-oh. What did I do? Can you present us something that could have served as a guide through the darkness? I can. Yes, I can. Because there has to be something. Alright, let's see what you have, defense. What could the victim have been holding that served as a guide through the darkness? A lantern.
Take that!
I believe the victim was holding the treasure box. Nicht lantern, treasure box, I guess. Aw. Have you gone mad? Well, the box glows in the dark, so you could use it as a sort of beacon. Well, I guess you're right. But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box? Oh, well, because your guess is as good as mine. What's this lawyer talking about? Nonsense lies yet again. Let's give him the death penalty already. No way to win them over? Defense. Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your majesty. Yeah, man, do it, then we can jam out his lawyer's shrieks of pain. Ha, better get those screams of agony out now, lawyer man. Why, you still have a tongue to scream with? I guess I'd better come up with a reason, no pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding the treasure box, it can easily be explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have had to be holding the treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box because he was the thief. It's an idea I just happened to stumble upon. But I think it just might be the answer. And it would turn this whole trial upside down. Who would have thought that would happen? Hello, defense, are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim? The thief? Nani? What kind of bull are you spewing now? Your Majesty, this guy's off his rocker. If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would all make sense. And it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance of devotion, Mr. Rule went to the treasure room. He grabbed the box that contained the treasure and started to take off with it. But then he ran to Albi on the Great Stairs. That's why Mr. Rule pulled his gun on Albi. Then when the blackout occurred, Was? How did the orcs find your father in the dark mines of Moria, Gimli? He was glowing in the dark. Oh my fucking God, Simon, why? Oh. Das tut genauso weh wie... Das ist so schlecht. Wenn Phoenix Wright in Mittelerde spielen würde, dann wäre das eine Line aus dem Game. So schlecht ist das. Oh my fucking God. Mr. Rohl was bludgeoned to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim would be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark. And how it would have been possible for someone other than the accused to kill him. Oh my fucking God! Do you have any idea what you're saying? You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you've lost it. Haha, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Roll trying to roll the temple. That devout believer? That was Corinist? I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. I hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Oh, of course, Your Majesty. Alrighty, in that case, then we assume you have proof. Uh-oh, proof, huh? Do I have any proof? I can't back down now. Yes, I have proof. In my dreams. The proof that Mr. Roll was the thief may have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Very well. Let's see your evidence and be ready to stand behind it. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything at this point. Any proof, something that would have been involved with the theft. That might still have some trace of evidence left on it. What proof do you have that the victim might have been the thief? Some trace of evidence. Ich meine, er ist hier auch zu sehen, ne? Das ist er ja. I mean, warum hat er eine blutige Hand, ne? Das ist immer noch eine Frage. Das könnte es sein. Ja, ich kann es verstehen, Simon. Darum mache ich das ja auch. Das ist einfach so ein Guilty Pleasure, ne? I mean, I guess... Das ist das Einzige. Mit der blutigen Hand da. Fuck. Okay, it's not it. Something that he would have touched. Ja, aber das ist doch nicht. Oder muss ich einfach nochmal die Treasure Box zeigen? I don't know. Ich weiß nicht, wie ich darauf hinweisen soll. Das ist... Checken wir Maya noch jung. Ich glaube, die war hier nicht. Die einzige... Die ist das einzige Mädel, wo man das checken müsste wahrscheinlich. Aber... Kann ich das machen? Nee, ne? Also auf dem Foto ist es dann nicht, I guess. Aber da ist ja auch drauf. Was würde er denn sonst noch angefasst haben? Seine Knarre? Obwohl, die hat er mit der rechten angehalten. Ist auch kein Evidence. Es gibt leider keinen Proof, sonst... Da hat er seine Gitarre angefasst, weil er jetzt... Die hat er? I'm not sure. Nee, hat er eigentlich auch nichts damit zu tun. I guess ich zeige nochmal das Bild von der Laterne. Weil sie hier keine Stains hat, im Gegensatz zu der anderen. Maybe. Vielleicht ist das der wichtige Punkt dabei. Okay. Also hatte ich wieder recht, ich habe nur das falsche Evidence gezeigt. The defense would like to examine the treasure box. There might be trace evidence on it that would show that the victim had held it. Might. You'd better hope you turn up something more definitive than that, defense. Yes, sir, your majesty. Very well. Bailiff, bring the treasure box. Ketchup. There you are, defense. You're free to examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue she is. I have to find something, I just have to. I have to make sure I remember how to do this. Rotate evidence with buttons, can also use buttons to zoom. If I ever get too turned around, I always use reset, okay. I search every inch of this box carefully. Examine anything of interest in detail with button. Oh boy. Endlich wieder Sachen untersuchen. Mr. Log, it was forced open. I don't really see anything else of note about it. Maybe das Blut? Kann ich das Blut nicht untersuchen? The lid of the box was forced open, but while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have been closed. I tried closing the lid too. Hey! What? You son of a... You locked it! So? What's the big deal? I thought you can open it with that key you're wearing. Yeah, I can, no sweat. Why is there a bucket load dripping off of you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Sure. Okay, let's see. Where's the keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key. So you wouldn't it go in the hole above the Magatama mark? Huh? Hold on. Would you look at that? They must have busted the lock when they forced the box open. Really? Because I'm not so sure about that. Naja. Not even Magatama key can open it. In any case, I better take another good look. Find proof that the victim was holding this box. Wenn er sie halten würde, dann wahrscheinlich an der Seite unten irgendwo, oder? Bloodstain. Ach, jetzt kann ich den Bloodstain untersuchen. Den wollte ich die ganze Zeit untersuchen. Shows the outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a bloodstain here that outlines the shape of a hand. Really? Let me see that. Oh my, you're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the bloodstain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What? Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head wound splattered across his hand onto the box.
Objection!
Your Majesty, don't let yourself be taken in. Just more of his lawyerly deceit. What do you mean? Mr. Wright, where's your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand? What? Should have seen this coming. Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you could save us all some time and bite your tongue out now and submit it instead. That I did not see coming. Well, defense, how about it? Do you have any proof that the outline is of the victim's hand? Where would the proof of something like that even be? Please submit your evidence at this time. What evidence shows that the outline on the treasure box is that of the victim's hand? Oh my fucking god, I don't know. Jetzt kann ich nicht mal mehr angucken, so. Achso, warte mal, jetzt ist das Foto. Jetzt ist die blutige Hand hier relevant, ja? Okay. I've got it. This is the evidence that's going to save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof you require. You do. It's right here in the crime photo. It is? Where? Defense, please point it out. What proves that the bloodstain outline on the box is that of the victim's hand, you ask?
Take that!
The victim's hand. Mr. Payne, take a good look at the victim's hand. See this? That's blood. What? If you place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline, you think the blood on his hand would complete the splatter? Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory correct. Then, the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense asserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box. You can't be serious. Oh geil, neues Team. I protest. There's no way that would ever match up. I assert that it's patently impossible for... Ooh, ow! Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like he just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? Why you... Schön, wie da immer noch mit seinen riesen Speakern steht. I can hardly believe it. Apparently not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, Your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. And I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future too, if you wouldn't mind. He never has to know it really was a bluff. No, not Mr. Roll. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Albie. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed the money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them. Oh, so that thing Mr. Roll would say to me? Don't end up like me, he said. Definitiv auch gelogen, yeah. Yeah, he was probably warning you that not to end up a thief. Schnüff, Mr. Roll.
Objection!
Now wait just 1 minute. If the victim was the thief and he was holding the treasure box, then that means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed. Oh, that's a very good point. Doesn't make much sense, does it?
Objection!
If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else. Just the real murder weapon? Or something else? The blood was thought to have gotten on the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that it wasn't the case. Blood splattered onto the treasure box and the victim was holding. When he was struck with the real weapon, that's what really happened. Hey Core, Irashai. Oha, mit der 100er-Kombo. Hyakuden-Kombo. Nice. Aber okay, dann tschüss auch wieder. Isn't that right, Mr. Anastanen? Are you insinuating I'm the one who used the real weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding? You got me right up, lawyer man. I feel the sun coming on. Looking for a weapon that just don't exist. Aesthetic lawyer man dropping into the abyss. Despicable lawyer man. Yo, you make me sick. You can disappear just like a magic trick. Worthless lawyer man done in by a weapon. For you miserable wretch held off be beckon. Yeah. I know, I don't need to remind you, defense. That your life is on the line. I know, your majesty. Yet you're prepared to risk it on this mere idea of a real murder weapon. Death to the lawyer! This is it, the moment of truth. Can't back down, not now. Yes, your majesty, I'm confident that the real murder weapon does indeed exist. Ah, es war seine andere Gitarre. That's a bold claim, Mr. Right. Now let's see you back it up. Show us which piece of evidence points to this real murder weapon. Gladly. If I knew which one it was. What would somebody like Anastanen use to bludgeon someone? Now then, defense, please submit your evidence to the court. Let's see it, lawyer man. Let's see the thing that shows the real murder weapon you say I used.
Take that!
What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility. But this thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning dance of devotion. That photo, how is it going to help you, Mr. Wright? There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. Oh yeah, and what's this? Something, This thing here is odd, to say the least.
Take that!
Mr. Anastanen, why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? Got him. Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said in your Damalan was your one and only? Well, Mr. Anastanen, what do you have to say to that? I got nothing to say. Then allow me to answer for you. They're different because the one in the photo is no longer in playable condition. Ta-dum. Not after you use it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death. My old partner was doing so hard, so I brought her sister along, that's all. Not a big deal, lawyer man. In that case, please submit your old Damalan to this court as evidence. Too bad. You're too late. I got rid of her yesterday. You what? Burn her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby! Haha! No! He's already destroyed the evidence. And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn in the fires of hell. Lawyer trash! Hahaha! There's no proof to show. Oh, come on! That was pathetic. Your agony can sound better than that. Where's that great scream of yours? This can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. Seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion. But your Majesty, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession. Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Understanding is the murderer is no more than conjecture. That's the expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. What is it now? You accused Mr. Understanding of being the thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim. Uh-oh. And with that, Mr. Understanding's purported motive for murder goes out the window. Great point, prosecutor, you tell him. If I'd been there, I would have just collared Roll and gotten the treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him now. Was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. Sounds like Mr. Understanding has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good, not good. Defense, I trust you understand what you yourself will receive for taking on this case. Death, 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 death. What do we do? The murder weapon's been destroyed and now I've got no motive. Well, we will be convicted and I'll lose my life too. Mr. Wright, you've wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we hold sacred. We should charge you with lese majesty, in addition to the crime of abetting the accused. Yeah, you should pay for desecrating my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repent in the Twilight Realm. This guy's guilty as sin, I just know it. He must have had some reason to kill Mr. Roll. But what? Come on, people, let me hear you scream and shout. Time to take this lawyer trash out. Exterminate, annihilate. The thing to do at a time like this is to turn my thinking around. Shouldn't be trying to figure out what Understand's motive was. Should be thinking about what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it? He said. We know that Mr. Roll was the thief and that he had gotten his hands on the box. So then why? Why in the world did he ask Albi that question? What about the treasure box would have prompted him to... Defense, what's gotten into you? Now I get it, now it all makes sense. Like Paul Kunker, man, what you trying to say? Muttering and squealing to yourself, sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs. Your Majesty, please hold off your ruling for just a little while longer. Ja, dauert leider noch eine Weile, bis rauskommt, Simon. Wir müssen erst mit diesem Capcom-Game noch Vorlieb nehmen, so lange und dann und Ace Attorney Investigations. Kommt vorher auch noch. Dauert also noch eine Weile. Don't tell me you're going to start begging for your life now. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. We've been operating under a serious misconception this whole time. Misconception, you say? That's right. The mistaken notion about the treasure box. Could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure out. Very well, let's hear what you have to say. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, this is just more of his nonsense. He's just stalling for time. It's your last chance, defense. Second, I find it really is nothing but nonsense. No amount of begging will still my hand, understand? Ja, Investigations kommt... Wann kam das nochmal raus? Nächsten Monat, glaube ich schon. Kommt ja eine Investigations Collection für PC auch. Also genau, was wir vorher meinten, was wir noch brauchen. We all know this is just going to be another one of your stupid bluffs. Now then, defense, what's in this misconception you mentioned? The thing we didn't realize about the treasure box was that it was empty. What if the treasure box was already empty from the start? What? Nani? Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran to Albi on the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question. Did you steal it? He said. Also recall that Mr. Roll was holding the treasure box at the time. So why then did he ask Albi the question that he did? That is a bit peculiar, isn't it? Not at all, Your Majesty, not once you realized that by the time Mr. Roll got to the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty. Oh, I beg your pardon. Mr. Roll suspected that Albi had gotten to it first, which is why he confronted Albi when he ran into the boy on the stairs. But how would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it.
Objection!
Once a year, the victim had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. For New Year's, right, yeah. He would have been able to tell the weight when he lifted it, that the box was empty. Oh, I see. I suppose he would have been able to tell, wouldn't he? Mr. Roll most likely decided to at least steal this empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all. But what's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Understanding? My point is, it gave Mr. Understanding a motive to murder the victim. A motive? Mr. Understanding, keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Roll discovered that treasure was gone, his fate was sealed. Because you decided then that he had to be silent forever. But that's absurd! Got him! Can you believe the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth? That's all just colossal joke. So then what really happened to the treasure? It had been stolen long before this incident occurred. By Mr. Peace-loving Understanding himself. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to accuse Mr. Understanding? Your Majesty, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges. The defense is grasping.
Objection!
The treasure box can only be opened with the key Mr. Understanding holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure?
Objection!
As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing open the box. Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling. I'm not ready to give my verdict yet. Nani! The defense has successfully presented a new possibility in this case. Yeah, finally a tiny shred of hope. Mr. Understanding, would you care to make any statements in response to the defense's claims? Yeah! Oh boy, here we go. It's all bull! My noggin's a rage cage and it's ready to explode, baby! Instructor Understanding, please calm yourself. Not gonna take it. No, ain't gonna take it. I dutifully watched over that treasure with pride. And now I'm getting accused of stealing it? This lawyer is a lying scumbag! Oops. Eep. You better believe I got something to say. Open your ear holes, sheeple. Let's rock! To the lying lawyer! Ah Gott, meine arme Stimme, Alter. Oh boy, here we go again. Ich muss mal kurz einen Schluck trinken vorher. Feel the founder's orb. Me, I did it. This lying lawyer's insults know no limit. All this time I guarded the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother, easy to see. Hands unclean, the accused of the deed. Forced the box open, no key did he need. Lying lawyer, condemn him to hell. Kick him, throw him into a prison cell. Oh my fucking god. Alright, we've now heard from both sides. Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused as the witness claims, or Mr. Understand opened it, as the defense claims. Defense, this is your last chance to cross-examine the witness. Yes, your majesty. You're unable to prove your assertions by the end of this cross-examination, then the DC Act will come into play and both you and the accused will lose your lives. I understand. Life or death, it all comes down to this. Mr. Wright. Don't worry, Albi. I'm here to defend you. I promise it'll be alright. Thank you, I believe in you, Mr. Wright. I know you can win this for us. And after we win, we can go see Miss Meyer. Together. Together! It's a deal. Can't let Albi down, I have to win this trial. Somehow I have to prove that only Understanding could have stolen the treasure. You're worst lawyer trash. It's your requiem. That's the last song you will ever hear on this mortal coil. Okay, here we go again. Lying lawyer. Woher weiß er das? The defendant didn't force the box open, that's a lie. In fact, you're the one who opened it, isn't it right? Come on, you just saw for yourself, didn't you? Lock was busted on account of the box being forced open. Oh yeah. Well, that's your proof right there. Score 1 for the metalhead. Look, if the accused really didn't try to force his way into the box, then how do you explain why the lock was busted and wouldn't open up for you earlier? How do I explain why the box wouldn't unlock earlier? Maybe there's a different key or a different way to open it? I mean, hier ist ein anderes Ding drauf, ne? Das ist hier nicht mehr, oder? Gehört das zu dem... Ist das Ding? Nee, das ist der obere Part von dem Lock, ne? Different way to open it. Das ist genug out of the box. There's a different way to open the box. Huh? What are you talking about? A secret trick to opening it to protect its contents from being stolen. And you're the only one who knows how it works, isn't that right? You for real? You've been watching too many movies, lawyer man. Ah, so you're the one of those tourists. Honestly, Mr. Wright, did you come expecting magic and mystery around every corner? I'll have you know, defense, the kingdom of Kurain is not some sort of fantasy funland. True, I don't have any real grounds to make that assertion, and yet... Oh yeah, I feel another song coming on. Another number about a crazy lawyer with wild fantastic ideas. The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional man, there ain't no other way. Ah, new verse. Please add it to your testimony, misunderstanding. Aber da muss einer sein. Oh, maybe indem man den Song singt oder so? Nee, when the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Butterfly embrace Mitama. Meinen Sie doch wahrscheinlich das da drauf, oder? Ja, die Butterfliege war's. Illusional, am I? We'll see about that. Wild ideas, that's called delusion. Mixed up lawyer, drawn confusion. Indeed, the defense sinful wrongdoing has made him lose touch with reality. Let's hear it. What'll it be for the sinner's flight of fancy? Nothing, because I'm not the delusional one. I just know there's gotta be some secret trick to opening the treasure box. Oh, really? Where exactly is the secret hidden? The secret is obviously hidden in... Weder noch? The box, the key? Ja, man muss irgendwie den Magatama-Key an die Butterfliege machen. Oh! Jetzt sehe ich's. Now I see it. Okay. The treasure box. Yeah, and where on the box is secret exactly? Well, it's... I hadn't thought it, but I had. I have. It's in the carvings. There's definitely something going on there. Are you sure? You're sounding a little desperate, defense. Desperate? Not at all, your majesty. The carvings the accused snuck in to see, even though it's forbidden, I might add. Witness, can you tell us anything about these carvings on the box? Of course, as head monk, I know all about them. Carvings depicted Kurain's butterfly as it carries a soul to the Twilight Realm. They were made in around the 7th century. I see. Could you please add that information to your testimony? Fine, listen up, lawyer trash. Kurain's butterfly from the 7th century carries the Mitama soul elementary. Yeah! I believe this butterfly design conceals some sort of secret. Oh yeah? Why don't you check it out for yourself then? Huh? What's with the smug look on his face? I think I'll do just that, your majesty, if I could. Nothing unusual here. Well, defense, what have you discovered? I'm afraid I haven't discovered anything, your majesty. Here, I returned it now. Told ya, didn't tell ya? Then in that case, there must be some secret trick to the key. Haha, now you're suspicious of the key, are you? There's just no reasoning with this man. Accused forced the lock open, there's no other explanation. That's right, he desecrated the box by opening it without them using the Mitama key. Wait, what did he just say? I sing it as many times as I have to get it through your thick lawyer skull. Only Mitamaki unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure. Yeah! For the forgetful defense's sake, could you please add it to your testimony? Oh, so you like this little number better, do ya? Let's see, should I have him swap in the statement? Yes? I believe the witness just sang a very important statement. I would like it switched into a testimony. Very well, witness, if you would. I have to. Come to your brain, lawyer man. Oh, ich kann das nochmal wechseln, so, ja. Ah, wie kann ich das jetzt... Wie kann ich das kontradikten? Ich glaube, ich brauche das andere Statement, muss dann den Key präsenten da drauf, oder? Ach nee, jetzt geht das nicht mehr. Ach Mann, das nervt mich jetzt so, weil ich es jetzt schon herausfiguriert habe, was die Krux an der Sache ist, aber ich kann es nicht sagen, weil die wieder irgendwas anderes von mir wollen. Und ich weiß nicht was, das macht mich insane, sowas. Ich muss die Box nochmal präsenten, ne?
Objection!
Shit. Auge. Ja, oder dann muss ich den Key präsenten, I guess. It's ogre. Never been more ogre than before. Das ist einfach the worst, ne? Wenn man schon weiß, was Sache ist, aber man einfach nicht das Richtige zum Präsenten findet, um das Spiel davon zu überzeugen, weil man schon 3 Schritte weiter ist. Aber dann muss ich das jetzt wahrscheinlich noch 3-mal austauschen, das Statement. Ups, fuck. Wait, warum kann ich das jetzt nicht mehr austauschen? Oder war das auf einem anderen Statement? bin konfus. Warum kriege ich nicht mehr das gleiche Statement wie gerade? Oh nee, das war das zweite, was ich... War das das zweite? Okay, naja, es war das. Okay. Ich dachte, das wäre das vorletzte, was ich geändert hatte. Yeah. Ist die Frage, aber ich kann es auch nicht zurückändern, das heißt, ich muss es soweit ändern, weil wenn ich es nicht zurückändern kann, dann wäre ich ja softlocked an dem Punkt, ne? Ah nee, das kommt hier hin, okay. Achso, es wird dann zum vorletzten. Deswegen. Okay. So, weil dann könnte man das sonst nicht wieder zurückändern, wenn das falsch wäre. So, dann muss ich jetzt den Key präsenten. Ach mein Gott, ja, ich habe wieder das Richtige gedacht, nur, weißt du, es hätten diese zwei Evidences, die das sein können. Und ich habe natürlich den 50-50 verloren wieder. Just a minute, Mr. Anastanen. You just called your key the Mitama key, didn't you? But didn't you already say it's called the Magatama key? Yeah. The Mitama key? What's that? I don't know, Your Majesty, but apparently it's a rather crucial question. Oh, then what's the big deal? So is it wrong thing? So what? It's a slip of the tongue. An A for effort, Mr. Rye, but your grandstanding betrays your desperation. I'm afraid a small slip of the tongue like that adds absolutely nothing to your argument. What say you, defense? Is it an important detail? Judging by Understanding's reaction, it says everything my argument needs. Yes, Your Majesty, it's very important. This key is apparently not the Magatama key, but rather the Mitama key. And I believe this discrepancy holds great significance for the defense. No man, this meaningless mistake. Insignificant. You're riding the crazy train to nowhere, lawyer man. Ja, ist leider so, Simon. Your Majesty, please don't pay the defense any heed. It's all nonsense. To the truth, I'm not really clear on what the defense is driving at myself. However, I'm eager to find out. Nani? Defense, you will explain yourself like your life literally depends on it, because it does. Now then, the name of the key is the name of the key an important detail. Yes, absolutely important detail, I think. Because the Mitama key is connected to the Founder's Orb. I see, very well. In that case, please show the court the grounds on which I'm blazing this claim. The grounds, Your Majesty? You can of course show grounds, can you not, defense? Of course. What else can I say? I have to come up with something, anything, even if it's just a bluff. Mitama key, Mitama. To be something somewhere that ties Mitama and the orb together. Don't keep me waiting, defense. Ah, jetzt brauche ich die Lyrics. What evidence shows a connection between Mitama key and Founder's Orb? Yep. Okay, ich hole mir kurz was Neues zu trinken. Gleich wieder da, Sekunde. So. Zeit, ihm den Todesstoß zu verpassen.
Take that!
What's that? The Song of Ceremony? All this time the answer was right here in front of me. Right there in the Song of Ceremony, performed during the Dance of Devotion. Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells of the treasure of the founder of Urianism, but hidden within its lyrics. There's a secret behind how to really open a treasure box. Oh, holy mother! How can that be, defense? And the Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe the Mitama here refers to the Mitama key. Oh, well, yes, it's the same word, but that doesn't mean... We've been calling this key the Magatama key. And that's why I inserted the key into the lock with the Magatama design on it. But that was obviously not the right way to use it. And I suppose you know the right way. I do, Your Majesty. To use the key properly, you have to first flip it vertically. We turn the Magatama shape upside down like this. Whoop. Becomes the Kuraini symbol of the soul, in other words, a Mitama. Oh my, you're absolutely right. But now what? What do you do with it? Too big to fit into the lock that way. Oh, I knew he was just bluffing. Bluffs and lies are the only tools of his trade after all. Yeah, I already know. Must be some other places key fits, but where? Let's see, what were the words of the Song of Ceremony again? The butterfly embraced Mitama, favor of the orb is bestowed. Where should the Mitama key actually be used? Oha, sogar animiert. Dödem. My goodness. The treasure box had really opened. No way, man. Nani? No. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. The true key to opening the treasure box. It's all over, Mr. Payne. How so? Let's say someone was fooled into trying to force the front-facing lock open. Sadly for them it won't budge, and that's because the lock is after all just a decoy. Then what you're saying is... Neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They therefore had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen it is the one man who knew about the Mitama key. Peace, love, and understand. Yeah! But I'm not done yet. Please recall the scene of the crime. On the floor by Mr. Rule's body was the very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. And so there can be only one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Understand, and you're the one who killed Mr. Roll. Got him. Yeah. Ah! Kaku, Kaku. Das ist aber wieder ein guter Ausraster. It's all his fault. Why do you have to try and steal the treasure? I have to spot him with that box. My way to the storeroom after the morning dance. His fault I had to cause a blackout and clock him good. Couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box was empty. I'd lose my position as head monk. Who knows what else they do to me? Couldn't let I had to stop him. What a shocking development. Can scarcely believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the DC Act was enacted 23 years ago. No, my perfect, unblemished record. Destroyed. The incredible pain. Ruined. No. Oh nein, es ist Simon. Did the lawyer really win? I can't believe it. No way, this can't be happening. Peace, I said peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known, so it's time for me to give my verdict. In the name of the Holy Mother, this court finds the accused, I'll be your guide, not guilty. Musai. Guck mal, statt Konfetti gibt es jetzt Butterflies. Beautiful. Wobei, wir sind ja auch nicht in Japan, das ist ja nicht mehr Musai. Ich weiß nicht, was es in Koreanisch heißt. Accused Lobby. Still quite a commotion. People from the gallery show no sign of clearing out. Can't believe it, not guilty. I'm still in shock, can you believe that guy? I can feel everybody's eyes on me. This can't be happening, it's impossible. Oh, Holy Mother, preserve us. Never been in an independent lobby quite this uncomfortable. Mr. Wright. Oh, I'll be. Thank you so much for what you did for me. I'm just glad it turned out okay. Was touch and go there for a while. I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first. That's okay, Albi. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country. But how did it ever get this way in the first place? Allow me to explain. At least, I wish I could explain. But I don't really know why. I never questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have been based on her benevolence's insights. Right, Rafer, the royal priestess. Oder wie auch immer man ihren Namen ausspricht. For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but even with her benevolence's divination seances, lawyers are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions. Mr. Wright. Shh. Huh? Don't say that so loud. People might think you're a rebel. You could be arrested. A rebel? That's right, one of those people going against our queen in the court system. So einer von diesen Leuten. They call themselves the Defiant Dragons. And they are led by a scary guy named Durk. They'll do anything to overthrow her eminence, even commit crimes. Durk, I remember people in the gallery mentioning that name. things you're saying sound a lot like the stuff they say. But you're not scary like a dude guy. Pardon the intrusion. Oh, okay. You, yeah, you. I want to talk to you, see? Blight, is it? Right, sir. Phoenix, right. And you are? I'm the Kurainese Minister of Justice. The name's Inga Kakul Kurain. I oversee the whole legal shebang. I was watching the three-ring circus in there. You were? Wow, the Minister of Justice? So he's in charge of the entire court system. Defense Culpability Act and all. Minister Inga, how are you, sir? Run along, Minnie Morgan. Grown-ups are talking here. Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir. May I help you with something? I just wanted a good look at you. Guys like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Huh. Well then. He's eyeing me like I'm some kind of exotic creature in a cage. Oh yeah, might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Roll was a seasoned thief, a repeat offender, see? Had my men look into it and they found all the booty he'd pilfered right there in his digs. But he seemed like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Roll? Why? Guess he was doing it for the family. What a mook. A mook? How can you say that? Guess that kind of sub-story gets you common folk homicide, huh? Anyway, another thing. Let my man check out that understanding fella too. He wasn't the one with the sticky fingers, it's the insurgents. What? They put a squeeze on our head monk, apparently. So he gave up the founder's orb and tried to keep it hush-hush. Wow, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, stay white. That was a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty ruling in 23 years. Making waves, see, stirring the pot. Catch my drift? Oh, well, Yikes, I'm in for it now. But thanks to that song and dance, we know our precious national treasure got nicked. So I'm gonna call it a wash and let it slide this time. All I did was defend the accused. You two best read between the lines here, chump. You're standing on thin ice, get my drift. Even a dirty, no-good Nick punk knows it. Knows to cash in his chips before the house steps in. Do us both a favor and keep an eye on the path you're walking down. You never know whose toes you might be stepping on. This ain't your turf, buddy. Never forget whose soil it is you're standing on. Ich habe das Gefühl, der möchte mich bedrohen. Ich bin mir aber nicht ganz sicher. Yikes, he was kind of scary, wasn't he? Yeah, well, no use of worrying about it. We have more important things to think about. Such as, when can we continue the sightseeing tour? Sure, oh, anytime, sir. We still have plenty of time until Maya's training ends. And there are still lots more temples to see, and all kinds of local foods to eat. I can show you the natural beauty of the area and the waterfalls used for training, and haven't shown you the breathtaking mountain view from the Plaza of Devotion yet, and there's a place where you dangle off a really great view of the Twilight Realm and walking... Alright, slow down. I'll be... There's plenty of time. And when we're done with all that, we can go see Miss Maya together. Yeah, you bet. Maya, I wonder how she's doing. Hope she's okay. I miss Maya. Endlich kommen Phoenix und Maya wieder zusammen, das Kanon-Couple.
So, how about that not guilty, jerk?
Oha.
I heard. Sounds like the winds of change are beginning to stir.
The end. We did it, chat. Sebushimas. Hi. So. Leider stirbt meine Stimme. Ich krieg leider nicht noch ein Case hin jetzt. Meine Voice is fucking dying. Das war zu viel schlechtes Voice Acting nötig bei dem Typen. Ja, meine Stimme ist weak. Tut mir leid. Aber das schmerzt zu sehr im Hals gerade. Aber ja, war auf jeden Fall ein fun erster Case. Metal Jesus fand ich lustig. Sehr, sehr gut für ein Tutorial Case. Und dieses Mesogaki braucht Correction hier auf jeden Fall. Bakase Hitsuyo Nanda. Ja, aber nur mit meiner Voice, Simon, ja? Das klingt falsch, wenn du das so schreibst. Nur meine Voice hat kein Durchhaltevermögen. In allen anderen Belangen bin ich sehr ausdauernd. Das möchte ich nur mal for the record festhalten, ja? Gut, aber ja, würde ich sagen, gehen wir eben hier hin. So, und mal gucken, morgen gibt's den, warte mal, heute ist Freitag, ne? Ja, yeah. Genau, morgen Abend gibt's den Azure Lane EN Anniversary Stream. Den werde ich auf jeden Fall mitgucken. Also, ne? Gibt's, I guess Reaction Content oder so. Muss ich mal gucken, ob ich dann, aber der ist halt abends, dann weiß ich nicht, ob ich dann erst abends anfange oder vorher noch was anderes mache, maybe. Und je nachdem, wie lang der geht, weiß ich auch nicht, ob ich danach noch was anderes mache. Muss ich mal gucken, wie das zeitlich hinkommt. Aber das will ich auf jeden Fall schauen morgen. Also gibt es dann morgen irgendwann, vielleicht mache ich einfach Weepsaber Session vorher oder irgendwie sowas. Sowas Gutes, guten Filler-Content, den man noch einbringen kann. Weil mich verlangt es nach einem Workout. Kann man gut vorher machen, dann maybe sowas. Oder einfach so ein bisschen Azure Lane spielen, maybe. Das würde natürlich auch gehen. Wobei, da gibt es gerade kein Event, da gibt es nur Grind. Aber selbst mit Event gäbe es nur Grind. Aber so ist das halt, ne? Werden wir mal schauen. Gut, Kinders. Also dann danke fürs Zusehen. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet auch ein bisschen Spaß in der ersten Episode von Teil 3 der Follow Trilogy. Und die geht dann soon TM weiter. Falls sich meine Stimme hoffentlich dann bald erholt. Dann sehen wir uns spätestens morgen Abend wieder. Bis dahin, noch einen schönen Abend. Macht's gut, Kinders. Und Bubu.